Hey everyone, welcome. Pine Grove News Live. 6 o'clock on the dot. Hold on, let me get a couple more buttons here. Press that one. Let me put this out there. And we'll put this out there. That was, Fair Use Act and our emblem. Well, Pine Grove News emblem. I don't know if anybody ever remembers how I got the emblem, the pine tree. When what do you want to call it, men of standards, the second round, the second group, which I was invited to. Anyway, I met someone by the name of Ryan. I believe he's from Texas, Houston area. And we had all broken up, but he heard my plea for some kind of, icon, emblem, whatever. And he came up with it in about 2 minutes. And it was pretty good. And had it ever since. So I made just a couple adjustments, like putting my real last name there, technically my last name. It's not the one that that's listed with the government. The real last name, when I was born with, was Mark Lawrence. I guess technically it's not my name because I was adopted when I was 9 years old. How can you ask a 9-year-old if he wants to be adopted, if it's okay? You don't even know what that meant at that time. Anyways, wife's not crazy about the real last name, neither am I. So Mark Lawrence is a much better name. I like it better. And it is my real name. With that, everyone, what's going on? First of all, it's Monday. Okay, we're starting the week off. Went by pretty quick like it usually does at work anyway. And we're under severe thunderstorm warnings. Right now it's raining pretty good. It's actually pleasant. And the temperature dropped 15 degrees. Oh, wait a minute, 13 degrees, I'm sorry. It was 85 with humidity. I mean, just oppressive. But now all air conditioners are off. Don't even hardly have a fan going. You get that. It's 72 degrees outside right now. Go figure, what a crazy summer this has been. Crazy year. Everything's off. Yeah, and so though we're right in the middle of this storm, the worst of it is in southern Connecticut with our brother Craig down there. So good luck, brother. Hunker down. You're going to have, looks like periodic bouts of it for a little bit. We're just going to get the rain, which is needed. So what's going on is obviously rumors of war. Other than that, I'm going to bring this one thing up. Let me go first. Let me go see. It won't take long. I'm already over there. If I am up on YouTube, and I am, and the volume is working. So cool. Everything is working there. You should have posted in there right now. There's a picture of something, a TV show, and I believe it was in 2014. Didn't last very long. One season, I think. I only watched, half a dozen of these shows. But it's called Intelligence. You remember hearing the news lately of Elon Musk and his suggestion, or at least he's telling us what he's going to do or what he's already done. Remember those stories? He's going to interlink the AI with the human brain, right? Well, in 2014, they already did it in this movie, in this show, actually. It's a show, it's a series on once a week called Intelligence. High-tech intelligence operative enhanced with a supercomputer microchip in his brain. Aids an elite government cybersecurity agency in special missions. There you go. Rated a 7 out of 10. I didn't think it was that great. Because first of all, he was constantly tormented. He actually took this mission, took the chip with the sole reason in his mind was to find his wife. And I don't know what happened to his wife, but that was the premise of the show. Every once in a while, he'd take off on his own and, looking for his wife. And then it just ended. Done and over with. So, if you don't think Hollywood does not tell you what's going on, there's proof right here. I mean, this is just one of many things that I can prove you about Hollywood. Telling you what they're going to do. I mean, the Lord tells us what he's going to do in his word, in those prophecies. The other side has to tell you the same thing. They have to tell you. They have to warn you ever so, what do you call that? I know it begins with an S. Ever so gently. Anyway. So that's that. But, man, this thing with Iran, I mean, I don't know if they have a death wish, whether it's just propaganda from, Hollywood, because they put it out. They're experts at it. Look what happened, back in 1969. I mean, that's just one thing. The Russians were beating us in the space race, and the next thing you know, we're on the moon, supposedly. Now, the only way I think that we could have gone to the moon, I know people have their different opinions, is that if the moon was inside the Earth's atmosphere. That's the only way they could have gone to the moon. I mean, World Watchman the other day was pointing out, yeah, they put out pictures because it was the 50th anniversary, I guess, over the weekend of the landing. And, World Watchman said he saw some pictures and they pointed out to you because we were discussing that, amateur, astronomers, okay? And I'm one, very amateurish. I mean, I have a telescope. I barely look out it because I can't get it to sit still. All I see is, white dots moving around. But he's got a point, though. With all these telescopes that we have, just the amateur astronomers. I mean, I'm looking at a 9-inch one in diameter that I want to get. And it supposedly will be able to see other galaxies. So if it can see other galaxies, why wouldn't it be able to see the lunar modules on the moon? Why wouldn't it be able to see that? I mean, they, put out pictures of these yellow dots on the surface that you can't see anything but the yellow dots. So, in any case, I mean, I guess you could blow it up if you had the original and go at it that way, but I don't know, folks. NASA's been caught, faking stuff. Hollywood is a propaganda machine. Germany, during the war, also had their Hollywood propaganda stuff. They did. They made motion pictures over there, too. So, yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there that's propaganda, and that's what we have to do. We've got to try and discern, the propaganda from fake and the real. Get a sense of everything. So with that, I mean, Iran, I don't know what the heck they're doing, man. They are just, do they want to get destroyed? I mean, I know the Iranian people do not. I know that there's riots going on there all the time. They want to get rid of this this religious sect that they have running their country. I mean, those people are very much hurting economically because of sanctions and other stuff. But to go and do this, I mean, we've talked about desperation. What Japan went through in, to start World War II for us, was the oil. China has the same problem. They're running out of oil. Why? China does not have their own oil because everyone else does. Russia does, Iran, all those over there. We are now the biggest exporter, the United States, probably because we stole everyone else's oil. Yeah. I also want to get Venezuela's oil. Yeah, we do. So anyway, this thing with Iran, let's just get through that. More war drones. Saudi Arabia urges global action against Iran after UK tanker seized. And so we know that they, took that first one, the United Emirates tanker. Don't even know what happened with that one. And now they took two British's tankers last week. And supposedly let one go. But another one they took on Saturday or Sunday, I guess it was. But the thing was, I don't know if I'm getting them mixed up here. It's kind of hard to not to, but one of those tankers they released, I think it was the last one that they did on Saturday or Sunday, was released because the captain of this tanker happened to be Russian. So they let it go. But you probably already know what they've done in place of that, though. They went and did something else even stupider. So in any case, Saudi Arabia on Sunday slammed Iran's seizure of a British flag tanker in sensitive Gulf waters as completely unacceptable. But anyway, so they're doing this, and now the Iranians want to charge a tax, tariff, the tax, whatever it is, on all the ships that pass through the Hormuz, the Straits of Hormuz. I don't know if I have that headline, but that's what they want to do. But they have some gall asking for that after what they did, and we'll get to that in a minute. So another article, war drums. Hezbollah moves troops to the Israeli border as it prepares to attack if a U.S.-Iran war breaks out. More movement, people, more movement. Israel's not going to accept that. Hezbollah troops moving in on their border. You know that something's going to go on with that. Israel has, they make no qualms about what they're going to do if they're being threatened, even if it's in another country. I don't blame them. So we got that going on. Okay, and then we got this one from World Israel News. Trump, Iran is a total mess. Zero truth. And this comes after he heard that apparently Iran caught 17 CIA spies, supposedly. And they got some documentation further on down from these people, these 17 people. But this headline reads, Iran sentences CIA spies to death after arresting 17 as crisis with UN and Britain escalates. I'm telling you one thing, that's going to be a deal breaker. You go and kill any of these people, there's going to be repercussions. He's not going to have any choice. I mean, they have gotten away, not really away. I mean, the sanctions are hurting them terribly. Maybe that's why they're being stupid and reacting this way. Because they see the death of their country coming, whether they, go to war or whether they, are destroyed by sanctions. I mean, and then go and arrest these 17 people. I mean, the timing is very coincidental, don't you think? I mean, they must have been watching these 17 people. I mean, with all this data that they claim that they have. Let's see, what else have I got on that? Is that all I got on that? Come on, I had some documentation here somewhere. We'll find it. So with that, I mean, where was it? Maybe it's from the week here. In any case, we'll get to it in a minute. So that's what they're doing so far, okay? That's just idiotic. That's just cutting your own throat. And so Army lets slip that is conducting secret operations around D.C. That has nothing to do with Iran. I don't know what's going on in D.C., but just be aware of that. Just be aware. I mean, there's something been about Washington, you know, about D.C. ever since the 4th of July. I mean, to have tanks near or around the White House, I mean, there were threats on the White House. You do remember Hollywood, right? Coming out with a couple of movies. What were the name of those movies? What were those movies? It was about the White House. There's been at least 2 of them already, and I believe one was centered around the UK, the big, whatever building they use there. I'm trying to remember the name of them. Olympus Has Fallen, I believe, is one of them. Trying to remember the other one. The other one that was made about the White House being taken over. I remember the first one because it was taken over by either South Koreans or North Korean. Not South Korea. Anyways, they look the same, right? Oriental. I believe it was North Korea that actually was in the movie, took over the White House. Olympus Has Fallen. I can't remember the other 2, but Hollywood already put it out there. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you. And so we're going to go on to other things for the moment. Also from, let's see, end time headlines. World at risk of Ebola, plane plague, spreading on flights. We've talked about this in the past, and well, I've basically just told you to go to Florida Maquis. He's been tracking it for a while. He's been tracking, I mean, it was obvious that they're letting people out from these areas that have infections or this Ebola, and they're letting them take flights to other countries. That's not how you contain a very deadly virus. Remember, Ebola has a 90% mortality rate. And they've already put out a warning for the WHO, you know, World Health Organization, put out that warning last week, or at least 4 days ago. So, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, you remember when we had, you know, Bill Gates and his experimental treatments for this Ebola, this different strain of Ebola that came out of Africa, I don't know, a couple of years ago. Remember the 2 doctors and maybe it was a nurse that were, you know, caught this Ebola, and they let them come in. They let them come back into the United States on planes. Well, I know one of the protocols is that you don't let flights go out. You cancel the flights. You have to, you know, you have to cut off ground zero. In any case, that's what's happening. If you're planning on taking a plane anytime soon, watch the news. Not your mainstream media, because they're not going to report it. I'm very surprised after the World Health Organization announced that they have a worldwide Ebola problem, nobody that I've seen on mainstream media has said anything about it. So this, Ebola could spread to anywhere in the world on a plane. After WHO declared the disease a global emergency. Heard this few days ago. Ebola was declared a global emergency after the first fatal case was reported in a city of 1 million inhabitants. Citizens of Goma in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We talked to you about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago about that jumping from the Congo to another area, a bigger city. Now you got 1 million inhabitants. I need to go. Florida Mikey has not put out another one about this Ebola yet. I'm sure he's following it. If you can follow it, the only way you can follow it is if you get news from it, somebody reporting on it, somebody there. We will keep you up to date on that. That is either take the lights and, knock them out for a year or send Ebola around. Either way, you get rid of 90% of the population, right? The Georgia Guidestones, the 500 million. I'm going to keep repeating it till you understand. 500 manageable. That's the number for them, 500 million. You have to get rid of 6 billion people to do it. Let's move on. Also from End Time Headlines, Christianity is an evil cult. Chinese schools urging kids to report Christian relatives. Yeah. You haven't heard that anywhere in the Bible, have you? Well, let's go to Luke 12:53. Luke 12:53. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Yeah, they're going to tell on each other. They're going to point you out. Look at that Christian. He's a Christian. They got their social score things going on there. What's a person to do, right? It's all about me. It's all about me surviving. And with that mentality, of course, this is easy to predict. That prophecy's coming true. Also have a mystery as 50 dead whales found washed up on a beach in Iceland. This was dated yesterday. So these images show the moment 50 dead whales were found washed upon a beach in Iceland. The majestic pilot whales. They were spotted on the shore on Longulfor on Thursday. That's quite a few days ago. I'm trying to think whether we reported on it or not. There's always some kind of mass die-off somewhere, or these mammals beaching themselves. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, so this pilot flew over. He and his passengers counted the whales as they were flying. There might have been more, but he said some were already buried in the sand. And you can see that from this picture that some of them are half buried. That is just, I hate to say it. That's just apocalyptic, man. It looks biblical, don't it? Well, he said he would take these things away. He said the oceans would boil away. You gotta wonder, right? You gotta know what's going on, right? It's all coming together. I don't know the Bible that well, but I do see and I can discern what's going on around me and what's, obviously I've been doing the news for 5 years now, probably more, but So I've been kept in touch about these things, and every once in a while, they match up with the Bible and what's in there in prophecy. So normally I don't bother with this news about Ilhan Omar, except this, what her squad may have done. But anyways, been a lot of talk about her lately, about her 3 marriages, about who she married first, and how she may have lied to customs and so on and so forth to get into this country. Remember, she was supposedly one of those people in Somalia who were rescued from those helicopters, the Black Hawk Down story, who she now blames for some kind of genocide over there. She got out free, right? And then she went and blamed the people who were able to get her out of there. But anyways, there's just other stuff that's coming to light about her, and according to this, she was arrested in 2013. Well, the title here says the reason why has the media dead silent. It's not for much, but I believe it was for disorderly conduct. Anyways, let's see. For trespassing. Yeah, for trespassing. Give me a break. I was arrested for trespassing one time. You know why I was arrested for trespassing when I was 16 years old? Was it trespassing? Yeah, why did they get me for trespassing? Anyways, I was arrested for trespassing. But it wasn't, anyways, I was part of a group of people. I'm not going to call them a gang. We were just a bunch of kids together. We didn't consider ourselves a gang, but we hung out together. And I'd cut myself shaving one time, and I walked into where the store. We usually stand across the street from these stores where we go and buy alcohol and so on and so forth. And one day when everyone wasn't there, I just happened to be there, and the police were there, and police didn't, they were just trying to start something with me. And I got upset. I took the piece of paper that was on my cheek to soak up the blood from the cut of a razor and threw it on the ground. And I was arrested. That's what I was arrested for. That's what I think about this trespassing. I mean, it should have been something else, more like disturbing the peace or whatever. I mean, but I guess technically it's trespass. It doesn't sound like it's much, but she just refused to leave some area where she wasn't, supposed to be unless she had it was a whole hotel. There's stories here. According to the police report, though, hotel staff requested police assistance in clearing the lobby of this hotel, saying that anyone without a hotel key was not welcome on the premises and needed to leave immediately. And so the officer handling the incident said that the majority of the people were asked to leave, were compliant. However, Omar, when approached, was argumentative and refused to leave. And so with that, you get arrested. But I don't really care about that. I mean, why did I put it in the news? Maybe just to show you that, she claims to be something and she's somebody else. In any case, so, and with that, we have this from IntelliHub. And we kind of mentioned this a couple days ago. So this is confirmed according to IntelliHub. Ilhan Omar did marry her brother to cheat immigration system as White House petition demands investigation into her loyalty to the U.S. I don't believe she's loyal to the U.S. at all. Look where she, anyways, I won't go there. I mean, but where she came from, the majority of the people are Muslim in the United States, of course. So anyways, that's what she did. Skirted immigration laws. She lied, cheated, falsified, fraud. She should be kicked out of that office. And lucky she's not go to jail too for fraud. I mean, she is openly against Israel and against the United States and its president. I can't believe the amount of stuff that they get away with. I mean, just open, what do you call it? Sedition. Yeah, just open, willful sedition against the sitting president and the people of the United States. And so here are the documents. Okay, sorry about that, but we finally come up with this about this Iran, and there's 17 people they claim were CIA agents aspiring. So they said that they're publishing video and photos of the Americans. And of course, the first photo we come to is 4 people in mass, so you can't tell who the heck they are. Then you got this family down here, 4 children. Of course, I don't know what those words say above the pictures, but anyway, photos of some of the CIA intelligence officers and spies arrested by Iran. They are 17 spies, some of them whom have received death sentences. Iran is going to broadcast a documentary on their arrest today. So I have not seen that yet. Maybe it's out there, but I have not seen it. I don't know why they're holding on to it, why the mainstream media isn't picking up on it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know. You can't just go and tell Americans in America that you have 17 of their citizens, whether they are over there for nefarious reasons or not. You really can't kill them. We wouldn't, or at least we wouldn't be told about it. And then it shows some of the documents of which I haven't really inspected yet. Wanted to kind of blow them up, some of them. Maybe I can do that right now. Yeah, it just goes into more pictures of the family. Why they have pictures of their family? It's very strange. And this video here of some woman talking to someone. They have the text. They did have the text in another video of what she was saying. But this woman supposedly says, oh, here's audio. Yeah, you really can't, I can't make much of it anyway. But in any case, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're CIA spies or not. You can't kill them. I mean, wasn't it Obama who went to some summit over there in Germany, Switzerland, somewhere? They had some kind of spy thing going on there too, didn't they? They knew. I mean, everybody knows that everybody spies on everybody. Okay, that's just we do it until they get caught, right? But you don't kill them. Maybe keep them in jails for about 5-10 years, and I don't know. You won't kill them. You can't kill them. No. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I don't know if it's actually said that way. Maybe somebody should, including myself, look that up. I remember he says something like that. I don't know if it's exactly phrased that way, but I'm sure my brother might, if he hears this, come and correct me. And so, anyways, and then we got Trump with these things. He's got to stop this stuff. Because, yes, we probably could do what he says in this title from the week. Trump says Afghanistan would be wiped off the face of the earth if he wanted to win that war. I mean, when he says stuff like this, if he did say this, I think the week is a little biased on this point. That's just like that president saying that he, wanted the Iranians, the Israelis to be wiped off the map. And we all thought that very terrible, and it is. It's a terrible thing to say, especially when you probably know that they mean it. Does Trump mean it? Probably. I mean, that's one thing about this guy. He's pretty truthful for the most part. At least it seems that way. And we probably could wipe them off the face of the planet. We could just go, and he says this, but he's not going to. He says, if we wanted to fight a war in Afghanistan and win it, I would win that war in a week, Trump said. He said 10 days, I believe. But he won't kill 10 million people. Yeah, he could win it. And that's probably true about most of these wars. That's why the people who have to fight him are a little tired of this stuff. I was put an article in there the other day, and it said just that a lot of veterans are tired of fighting these wars for political gain or posturing or whatever, for land, for oil. They're tired of it. They don't want to fight another meaningless war. Now, if they go and kill 17 people, that may be worth going in for. Not for the people of, Iran, but for the people who make the policies. You shouldn't go after, anyways, I'm not going to tell anybody how to fight a war. I don't agree with war. I agree with protecting my family and all of my country. I don't know. It would be hard. It would be something that I would have to fight in myself, because normally I am patriotic. And if my country was being attacked, like during 9/11, when 9/11 happened, I watched it happen on TV, like everyone else did. And I wanted to go right then and there and go fight these people, whoever they were. Didn't care, I wanted to go. There's been a lot of changes in me since then. I would have to probably protect my country, the people that are being killed in my own country. Yes, probably. The Lord, I think he would understand that part of me. Maybe it's not right, but that's probably something I would do anyway. But 9/11, there was a ruse. It was a setup. It was perpetrated to start this war, this continual war, so that the powers that be could come in and take anything they want, kill anybody they want, put anybody they want away without subpoenas, without arrest, without even telling you anything. Just put you in a dark hole. Come take everything you own, and they don't have to tell you anything. That's what all that did. The Patriot Act, Homeland Security. I was there before that, I think, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's what that did. And it was fake. And it wasn't real. Well, it was real enough for the people who died, obviously, but it was not for the reasons that you were told. Those buildings were taken down by demolition. I've seen so many other steel buildings not come down. They just don't come down. Not like that. In any case, a lot going on over there, people. We could, we're probably already at war. We are at war with terrorists. And they still are labeling Iran as a terrorist nation. you know. So technically, we're at war with them already, and that's just it. Now it's whether we go and put boots on the ground. Anyway, I got a couple last ones here. I think we've already gone way too long. I was planning on something, but I never got to it. So I'll go through a couple of these quickly. The FTC, Federal Trade Commission, reportedly considered fining Facebook tens of billions of dollars. And they'll probably get away with that too. So punishments, and it initially had in mind for Facebook for, or as part of the FTC investigation into the company's data practices, spying, okay, giving everyone's information away, just like the rest of them are doing. What's this one about? Oh, yes, this in China, you know, Hong Kong. They don't want to be ruled by China. Remember, the British gave up Hong Kong. They had it. They had it, annexed it, or, you know, through whatever reason, how the British, you know, get these lands far from where they are, and they've been giving them up. And they gave up Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is, you know, basically a kind of like a democratic, you know, city of its own. China wants it back. The people of Hong Kong don't want to go back. And so the protest continues. And now chaos, bloodshed in China. Hundreds of men in white attack protesters, journalists, and residents. Probably sent out by the party. Who knows? It continues, people. And all we do is watch. What else can we do, right? We don't have, I don't believe, any kind of protection orders with Hong Kong. We would have to take on China. China and the U.S. are going to get into it eventually anyway, too. Maybe it'll all happen in this next World War when it finally blows up. Maybe, you know, very, very soon. Iran and Russia and China will probably join along with them. I don't know if we'll be able to escape that one. We won't talk about this one. This will take too long. I promised to report on some of these really silly things that people do. And weird and crazy people out there. So this cop was granted qualified immunity after raiding a home of an innocent family, trying to kill their dog, and shooting a 10-year-old boy instead. Yeah. I'll leave the article. They have a $2 million lawsuit. There's a lot of that going on with these police. And the reason why is because they're trained as military, not police anymore. They're not policemen. And this one here, school district officials sent home a letter to parents this week threatening to steal their children if they are unable to pay for school lunches. Are you serious? I'm telling you, man, this is stuff that's going on. I've heard about this before. Parents told their kids will be stolen by the state if they cannot pay for school lunches. So if you're poor, I mean, obviously you are targeted. Yeah, they want your children. They don't care about you. They don't care, you know, anything about you. They want the children. I think someone said that, you know, if we have the children, we have the future. And that's what they're trying to do. And this thing right here, and it actually shows you this man in a white t-shirt shooting somebody. Shot video. Woman shot multiple times at point blank range after brawl in downtown Austin. And here you go. Teenagers, I guess. Sunday morning, downtown Austin. I mean, ever since Hurricane what? It's just a bunch of, we'll play it. You won't be able to see it on Mixler, but they'll see it on the live stream, and they'll see it on the video. So before I play this, let's remind everyone that this is for news purposes, and we're just relaying the message. So with that, here we go with this video. Let's see what happens way before 2 minutes. White man in his t-shirt. He just took out a gun, shot her twice, 3, finally drops.
Come get in the car, we got a car.
Meantime, I'm trying to find out if she was shot in the legs.
Come get these goddamn scooters out the way. Come get these goddamn scooters out the way. Man, motherfucker, can't.
So that's what's going on in Austin Sunday morning. Okay, that was yesterday morning. And then here, this last one. This is some more raw video. Woman goes absolutely nuts, berates and attacks boyfriend for looking at another woman. And some of these women, man, they're really possessive. I've noticed it more in women than I do with men. But anyways, I've not looked at the video, so I'm not going to play it. But in the, you can see here in the language, obviously, they don't quite spell out everything, but leave you with, really knowing what she was saying. It's just a lot. It's everywhere, man. And I know that the World Wide Web now, and everybody's got cameras, and yes, this is what's going on all the time. I think it's spreading. I think people are getting just downright meaner. And it's prophecy. I mean, it's foretold. People will be full of lawlessness and iniquity and uncaring, unloving, without natural affection. Okay? Well, anyway, I'll leave it at that. When I talk about unnatural affection, I could go many different places, but I'm not going to. Use that for another time. So with that, everyone, it's Monday. We got a whole week ahead of us. I'll be back Wednesday, unless there's an emergency, unless some nuclear bomb goes off somewhere in between now and then. Let's be the light out there, okay? Let's be the light so that the darkness will flee. This is just completely nuts. And it will get worse. Unfortunately, it's hard to see it. But in any case, I see where the ending point is. You know what I mean? I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I know the tunnel is dark and it's cold and it's eerie, but there is that light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm going to focus on that. And the rest of this around me will just go away. God bless everyone. Keep your family close. Know where they are, please, at all times. And forgive them. Forgive them. Don't take offense to things that they say. I mean, it's not worth it. Don't give offense. I mean, can we all just get along? Rodney King, remember that? with that, everyone, God bless you all and have a great evening. And I'll see you Wednesday. Peace out, everyone.